Hey guys, Strong Side Studios back again. It's Alex.
Justin, the Orange Dream.
And Noah.
And we're here with your ROH Supercard of Honor 7 IPPV review. Pay-per-view was from this past Friday. And we gotta say, pretty damn good show. Really felt like a Supercard of Honor. I got that feel from it, and something that's been really missing from Supercard of Honor, especially like last year's, or the year before, Supercard of Honor 6. Definitely a good pay-per-view and a nice way, I think, of kicking off Mania season this year.
I think that if you go back and watch this, you're really going to enjoy it. That said,
we had our problems.
We had problems with the live feed, so it was a little frustrating.
Yes.
But as a show, if you're going to go back and see it, you're going to love it.
Worth your money to see.
I was just going to say, it's a great wrestling show, top to bottom. Yeah. Lots of good wrestling on this show.
Mm-hmm. We started out with something that wasn't so much wrestling, which was QT Marshall and his mystery partner taking on Tadarius, Thomas, and ACH. This kicked off the show, and very weird that this kicked off the show because they had to do a promo before where Barrister R.D. Evans was talking about how he was looking for the mystery partner, and he really dragged out the speech a little too long, I thought.
Way too long.
I hated this segment. I didn't understand.
You can't open with a promo that long.
Right. And the thing is, ROH now, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but they actually have TV in the arena now, so the crowd can see what's up on the screen. So they started the show with a good 5 to 8 minute promo package thing, and their promo packages are not very good. They're very amateur feeling.
Yeah.
So once that was over, I was like, oh, finally, let's see some wrestling. Then there's another segment from Archie where I'm so used to calling him Archie.
He's Marchie Archie.
Yeah, he's Marchie Archie.
R.D. Evans comes out, and man, that dragged forever, and the crowd hated it.
Yeah,
well, he kept naming, he's like, Mr. Party's gonna be Tanahashi, and like nobody in the audience probably knew who Tanahashi is.
This crowd was not the smartest Japanese wrestling crowd, I think.
No, they didn't really pop it much for Anderson.
But they popped, but they didn't know who Tanahashi was. They didn't know who. I don't know if they just didn't know who Lacey Von Erger was, or they just didn't care.
They probably don't care.
Yeah.
Quack.
They didn't get Quack. You know, how do you not understand Quack and Bush?
They didn't care. They wanted to see wrestling.
Yeah.
I didn't blame them. I hated it too.
Yeah.
I will say I love Barrister R.D. Evans. I think he's a very, very funny guy when he's on the mic. Just went way too long.
This was a segment that would have worked just fine 2 matches down the card.
Yeah, I think so.
Or even the next match.
Yeah.
You know, they should have started off hot. I hated the way they started it.
That being said, when the match got going, I actually got to enjoy this match. I think Tadarius, Thomas, and ACH are a great tag team. They work very, very well together. I think R.D. Evans was pretty funny in the match. You know, he's a good partner for QT Marshall because QT Marshall is very boring in the ring, but Barrister just really adds a little extra flavor and makes it a little bit more fun to watch, I think. And ACH, got some crazy spots in. Tadarius Thomas got some crazy spots in. And I love the finish, too. I thought the finish was really nice.
I thought this match got good. There was too much working over, I thought, at the beginning. Like, I think today it was, Thomas got worked over a lot in this match. Then once, I was just like, please let ACH in. Then once ACH got in there, it was like a lot better. But then, like, towards the end, everyone started looking good and it was more exciting. Like, Marshall's had some exciting spots.
Yeah, he's alright.
So,
I feel like the way, especially recently on iPay-per-views, going back to the 11th anniversary, I feel like ROH is doing a really good job of protecting QT in the way that they're not. I mean, they're protecting him from showing
himself.
His weaknesses because he's really not that great.
No,
but I'd have to say that R.D. Evans, he kind of upstaged him. He definitely looked better.
Yeah,
but like Justin said, this match wasn't great to begin with. I already hated it from the promo.
Right.
So going in, I was like, just end this, whatever.
Yeah.
But I thought TD looked really good.
Yeah, he's improved quite a bit, I think.
He has, and I was worried about that.
His selling's a lot better. Like, he was getting worked over. I thought it went too long, but his selling is really good. So.
And his offense is better, too.
Yeah, he's got better at working that offense in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, ACH, what can you say about the guy? He's the future. He's so charismatic. He's so good.
He is a born star. Like, that crowd was so into everything he did. He has got money written on him.
Oh man.
ACH is going to be the next big thing in ROH, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
He should be.
Oh, he should be.
I mean, he's going to be the next Wayne Brady.
He looks just like him. He looks like Wayne Brady. We all agree.
Yeah.
And so what'd you give this match, Noah?
I gave this 2 3/4. Started off slow, picked up, enough that it was fun. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just suffered. The beginning of the match definitely suffered from the promo going too long. It just took too long to pick up, but it was really good at the end. It got exciting at the end, so 2 3/4 for me as well.
I'm going to go 3. I really enjoyed this. Again, it started out slow, but when it hit its mark, and the crowd was into it, it really hit its flow, and like it did a nice job of getting the crowd hyped for the next.
So like every time you're watching an ACH match, if it's not going along that well, you know he's got a spot in his, he's got an ace in the hole, and a spot in his back pocket. He's gonna blow the crowd up.
Yeah, and ACH is definitely like he's the guy you send out there for the first match right now because he just gets that crowd going, and pretty good way to start the show. Not the best, but a good way. Next up, we had we had Shelton Benjamin coming out and cutting another promo, which
was even longer. It felt like
this was just weird because he got the promo about how Charlie Haas isn't there and he doesn't have a match. He then calls Cheeseburger, which I don't know what they're doing with this Cheeseburger guy. This ringside
Haas has been bullying him.
Yeah,
so they call him out because he's Haas. They felt like they needed some kind of payoff since Haas wasn't there.
Yeah, so he gets in the ring and like Shelton's like acknowledges the fact that he's stood up to Charlie Haas and blah 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 blah. Shakes his hand. And then we get the big return, which was Mike Bennett back in ROH.
To really not enough heat because Shelton was so boring.
And I think
everybody, including myself, already hated this segment before Bennett hit the ring.
Yeah.
And
then he cut a promo, and it was just like it felt like they were stalling for time. We thought somebody wasn't there because they were stalling.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch this promo, it felt like Bennett was saying basically the same thing over and over, just differently. And I was saying to these guys, someone's not there.
Yeah.
They've got to be stalling because it felt so much like a stalling segment.
Okay, so the match.
ReDRagon segment. A terrible segment.
Anyway, first we had a Cheeseburger with like the insult of the year, which was trash bag.
It was
burping gutters.
Yeah, that was a cum burping.
Not my words. Sorry to be so vulgar.
And very classy stuff.
Anyways, we had gotta get that New York crowd to pop somehow.
So Bennett versus...
so we got Bennett versus Shelton Benjamin, which pretty good match. It felt very much like a WWE style match, I thought.
That makes sense. I mean, Shelton, he wrestles the WWE style, and so does Bennett, really.
And but it's been long rumored that Bennett might be going to WWE, which maybe we'll find out eventually.
More power to him.
Yeah,
sure.
But this match was okay. I felt like it didn't really feel like it really got going, and then like at one point Bennett like has an interaction with Maria, then Shelton gets put into Maria, and like he starts fondling Maria.
That was fun. That
was the best part of it. There was actually kind of a cool sequence. Because I actually had some. I don't remember exactly what happened, but it was actually like a hot sequence.
It turned good.
Bennett ended up super kicking Maria, which got
super kicking Maria in the face.
Yeah, got a big pop from the crowd, and like.
Well, even it wasn't not even the pop. People were just shocked.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's
well,
great.
Benjamin was like filling her up, and then she realized these are black pants, and this is not Mike Bennett. That's how she knew.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a second.
No, it's a black guy. Yeah.
Anyway, like I thought this match was pretty good. It was definitely like a second match in the card feel to it.
The not care segment.
Yeah. The problem I didn't have with this match was like it had that really hot moment like after Maria got super kicked and like I thought like okay go home right now like got the crowd into it and then like he hit like a T-bone suplex or something like on Bennett or a Chuck Sturman suplex or whatever and like then like they stalled and like they waited to go for the finish again they lost the momentum of the crowd I thought.
And Shelton, he's one of those guys to me that he's never really been able to do the peaks and valleys of a match. He doesn't really understand when you've got the crowd, now it's time to end.
Yeah.
I think he gets an idea in his head and he just, like, this is the way it's going to be no matter what. I don't think he knows how to really work a crowd, but not to take too much away from this. No. This was solid, especially for a second match.
Yeah.
You can't expect much from that.
And I guarantee this was thrown together like last minute almost.
Yeah, especially with Charlie, getting fired.
I agree. I thought it was just solid, like nothing offensive. No. I mean, it was just Yeah.
I'll give it 2.5. I think if it had gone home with that like really hot sequence, I probably would give it a maybe 2 3/4, but just missing that little extra.
I'll agree 2.5.
I'm gonna have to go with 2.5 as well.
Okay. And next up, we had my match of the night, and currently my match of the year for ROH, which was Michael Elgin taking on Jay Lethal in a number 1 contenders match. Good God, was this match incredible. Who wants to talk about this match first? I feel like I'm talking too much.
I think we should let Justin take.
Yeah, Justin take this one.
Okay, well, this match, like going in, I knew these guys are both great workers, so I knew this was gonna be good. But this blew me away. Really, this was just like there wasn't a story going in this match, just a #1 contenders match. But like these guys did everything in their arsenal and then some. Pulled out some moves I've never seen from these guys before. Like just stiff, like some brutal spots. Like Elgin's just. He's out there throwing rainmakers at it and all this stuff.
That got a big pop from us.
Yeah, but like, I mean, Elgin's just amazing. Lethal, I thought this was some of the best work Lethal's done since returning to ROH.
Maybe ever.
Well, yeah, maybe, but like this was just such a great match. I had almost really no complaints with it. This was just, for being a third match on the card, really, and not having any storyline going into it, really, this was about as good as you can get.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like I love that Elgin just keeps switching up his arsenal. Like he keeps adding more and more stuff to his repertoire, and I love that. And Lethal, man, like I was kind of sour on Lethal being like the guy who's gonna take the belt off Steen. I thought, but like Lethal has impressed me so much with how much he's grown as a wrestler and a storyteller in the ring. So mad props to Lethal for getting so much better in the ring over the year. And just this match, it clicked so well. These guys worked so well together. The best spot for me that I watched it again and I got goosebumps again watching was Lethal hitting the lethal injection on Elgin, and Elgin just standing up, and the crowd goes nuts. And just like I watched him like, oh my god.
See, some people like complained about that, saying like, oh, he's no selling, but it's like sometimes no selling adds to a match. It can add to a match. Some people believe that no selling is always a bad thing. It's in that instance when he's just doing it for like a big moment like that.
Yeah.
And then it was just kind of like the whole, you watch a Japanese match, the whole fighting spirit thing.
Yes.
So,
I mean, it's not like he was Hogan.
No.
He kicked out and then...
No, because right after that happened, he took the elbow drop soon after and he sold it. And it was a near fall. Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much more I can say about this match. I loved it just like these guys did. Probably match of the night, I'd have to say. Really
close with the tag
really fun match.
Yeah.
And another thing I want to mention was that I feel like Lethal, he kind of gets forgotten in the mix. But if you look back at the matches he's put on this year, he's putting on some fantastic matches.
Even last year, he showed signs of greatness.
I think his only weakness is his character.
I agree.
Something needs to happen with that.
Yeah.
Because other than that, man, in the ring, he's awesome, and I've always known that he's been good, and a lot of people were doubting him coming back to ROH, but I think he proved them wrong.
I will admit it, I was a doubter of Jay Lethal being a main eventer, and I'm willing to say I think he's ready to be a main eventer.
Yeah.
There's no question.
And another thing I wanted to mention about this match was going in, I wasn't too sure about how great it would be. I thought it would be a solid match.
I didn't know what their chemistry would be like.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think this match kind of proved that Elgin and Roderick Strong, they just really didn't have that chemistry, because this is one of those matches, because we've seen so many matches with those guys and it just never really was what we expected. But you put Elgin in there with another guy and it's completely different. So I really like that. It showed that Elgin has a lot more range than working with guys with and having average.
Yeah.
Elgin worked with almost any style of guy is what I really like about it. Yeah. Usually, like, you get like a bigger guy, like a lot of people will struggle to work with him just because they won't know, especially an agile bigger guy who's got, a lot of like, not just a power guy. People just don't know how, like Vader and Bigelow, like guys like that. I mean, he's not their size, obviously, but for ROH, he's huge.
Yeah.
So people don't know how to work with this guy, and it's like, but yet he can work with everybody.
All right, what'd you rate this one, Justin?
I give it 4 1/4. Really good match.
I went 4.5. It was just phenomenal. I mean, if this match had been main event for the belt, and given maybe like 5 more minutes, I might have gone 5-star, man.
I mean, in terms of the in-ring work, this is phenomenal.
You can't beat it. No. Honestly, in-ring, it's really tough to beat. Just the circumstances that it's the third match, it didn't really feel as important as a lot of the other matches on the card. I went 4 1/4. That's a great score. Don't get me wrong.
For a third match, that's as good as you will ever get.
Yes,
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
Awesome stuff. Rewatch this match.
Yeah, absolutely. And then next up we had, which I really liked, which was S.C.U.M coming out after this and attacking Elgin and Lethal, who are kind of like the guys who are, quote, the biggest threats to the Steen's title run, which I really liked, and that set up the ROH scum match, which was BJ Whitmer, Mark Briscoe, who was the other guy?
Mike Mondo,
and Caprice, Coleman, and Cedric Alexander taking on Matt Hardy. Oh no, not Matt Hardy. Jimmy Rave, Jimmy Jacobs, Rhett, Titus, Rhino, and
Matt Hardy.
No, Matt Hardy was not.
Oh no, he was later.
Oh, Cliff Compton.
Cliff Compton.
Yes.
Matt Hardy was later. Sorry.
And actually, and as an added bonus, we got Steve Carino on commentary, which was awesome.
And the way they did it was really cool too.
Yes.
Yeah.
This match was fun. It was exactly what you expected. It was a big brawl, and I loved it. I thought they actually sold this idea as like a big war going on, which like everyone was just brawling everywhere. They had extra referees on ringside to help keep control, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And this was it was good. It basically. Near the end, just turned into a finisher fetch, which was exactly what you wanted, and I just felt like this was a perfect way of getting Scum over as a legitimate threat, and I think that everyone played their part well in this match.
Yeah, I mean, they put Scum over, which is totally necessary with a faction like this, which so many companies don't do that.
Yeah,
I agree.
They bring in this faction, they think they can just job them out for some reason because they've got.
That's the thing I don't get.
But that's the thing. It's like they felt like a cohesive unit here. Like Team ROH was like a bunch. It felt like it should, a collection of really good guys, but it's not a team.
Yeah, kind of the B squad going.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone. I mean, even like Mike Mondo, who I ripped on in Running the Ropes. I'm sorry, he looked good in this match. I'll say that. It was kind of a everyone does their spots type thing.
Everyone got their shit in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, Noah, you really love Carino on commentary, so why don't you talk about that?
Well, I mean, anytime Carino is
gets
on
near a mic
commentary,
or anything,
it's awesome. But this was such a great. The way they did it was so great because what's the Caleb. He's the normal guy who's on commentary, and Carino came in and was talking with both the commentary guys, and Caleb kind of said something that I thought was shoot. I was like, man, I can't believe he said that.
Yeah.
I can't believe that Carino doesn't stop him
Carino,
now.
Yeah, Carino started getting a little.
So Carino's getting heated, and they're going back and forth. And I'm like, man, this Caleb guy, is he really gonna call out a guy like Carino? And the things that he was saying were pretty
below the belt.
Yeah.
Below the belt, yeah. Like talking about sinking companies, like talking about
ECW. Yeah.
But then when Carino snaps and throws Caleb into the guardrail, and now we get Carino.
Yeah.
I'm giddy like a little guy. I can't even say it. I'm so excited. We get Carino on commentary.
Yeah.
From now on.
ROH is announced.
That's the best. Yeah. That's the best thing to happen all night. So awesome.
You want to talk about the match at all?
No. I think the review's over.
Yeah. Yes. And the best thing was like Carino got back on commentary, like, what I missed? Just like he didn't completely
just didn't care.
Yeah, exactly. Carino's awesome, and I do like the idea of Carino being on commentary more. Because they just sell the idea of Scum taking over. But this match was really fun. A good way to keep the Scum feud going. I give it a 3 1/4.
I agree with the rating. Did everything it needed to do, really.
Yep.
I gotta go with 3 1/4.
I'm excited for this feud. I'm wondering where they're gonna go with it. I wonder if it's gonna be kind of like maybe like the CZW feud where they have the big blow off eventually.
I don't know if it's gonna be that good, but hopefully.
They're probably not gonna. I agree. Not good. Yeah. Okay, we had intermission. We came back with Roderick Strong taking on Karl Machine Gun Anderson in a match that I think a lot of people were looking forward to going into the show. I think a lot of people thought it was maybe the
semi-main event,
or like the sleeper match of the night or whatever. I think this match was good. I think the problem was crowd just didn't know who Anderson was.
I don't know if that might be the case because the crowd was a little dead, but
coming back from intermission, that's
a tough spot. That was my biggest problem with this whole card is that I just didn't feel like they did their best to arrange it properly. I didn't like this placement. It definitely hurt the match, but it was a very good match.
Yeah.
It took a lot, but the crowd finally started getting into it towards the end. I did really enjoy it. I thought I would have liked to see Anderson control it a little bit more, but I understand having Strong control it because Anderson's new to the audience. But one thing I did want to mention was that boot on the apron was fucking sick.
Man. He ran through him
Anderson.
right into the post.
I loved him like working over Roderick's knees. I think Roderick did a nice job of selling that too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the problem. This match really suffered from intermission. Not only does the crowd always take a long time to warm up, but it's like this was not like a quick finisher fest. Like there's hardly anything like hardly any finishers really hit.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like a stiff, like
very Japanese style wrestling match.
Right, it's a Japanese style match, and it just took too long to warm up.
Yeah. And I think they also I think that maybe like since like Anderson and Strong had not been wrestling at all together for so long, they wrestled in PWG like a long time ago. I think that maybe there was a little bit of lack of I don't know. I don't want to say lack of chemistry, but it took a little while for them to click in the ring, I think.
Well, if you've seen their match in PWG, the last one that they had together, it felt kind of the same way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen their match, but I know they had matches in the past, so I was wondering.
I mean, I thought both guys looked good, but they weren't on their A game.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. What'd you give this match, Noah?
I give this a 3.5. I thought it was slightly better than the match before it. But again, the crowd heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll also go 3.5. I mean, it was a good match, solid in-ring work, but I think this match could have benefited from having like a few more finishes thrown in, honestly.
Yeah, the finish kind of came out of nowhere, and it was very sudden, but I'll give it 3.5 as well. Good match, but I think could have been a lot better, but obviously I think they didn't want to wear the crowd out. You know, they weren't going out there to blow people away, I think. All right, next up we had a three-way elimination match, which we actually didn't know was an elimination match going in.
No.
They just kind of announced that.
Yeah.
Which was Matt Taven defending his ROH World TV title against Adam Cole and Matt Hardy. Let me say right now, Steve Corino introducing Matt Hardy, it being in Matt Hardy's corner, best thing for Matt Hardy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
It's genius. Corino has found a way to make Matt Hardy not so much doesn't get just go away, but he gets just like people just don't boo him like for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Like he's able to take that go away heat and make it useful.
Right.
And that's a good thing to have for Matt Hardy. What do you think about this one, Noah?
This match was okay. I mean, it was decent enough. I felt like the stuff at the beginning with the Hoopla Hotties, and especially with Scarlett being on Nigel's lap and they really focused on that.
Yeah, they had like the camera
was on it. Like I get it. Like she's smoking hot, and like I was super jealous of Nigel, but
you were probably jealous of Scarlett too. You want to get Nigel's? Yeah, you just admit it.
Let's not get a. It was
Claudio.
It was frustrating for me to watch. Either way, I felt like it did take away from the match.
Yeah, I agree.
It really did. It was distracting. But once they finally started getting back to the match, I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
I must say.
I like this match too. I think like that Scarlett thing really bothered me, especially like watching the second. I'm like, why are they focusing so much on this? There was a match going on,
right?
And like even like on the camera, like
forget all this hot woman action. Watch some wrestling.
Dude, one of them was Adam Cole, man. Come on,
right?
You know?
I mean, Scarlett's beautiful, but Adam Cole,
he has a good looking mustache, man.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, but yeah, like even like Kevin Kelly's like, oh yeah, there's a match going on. He's like, which I thought was funny, but like also I thought the crowd was just way too just so focused on this like hey on Hardy and not so much focusing on the match. Like they were just really anti-Hardy, especially one group like over in the corner.
Well, it's a New York.
Exactly.
That's what they do.
Yeah, good match. I loved the whole Adam Cole kicking Hardy in the balls and rolling him up. That was a nice little play off their final battle thing.
Yeah. I was hoping that wasn't the finish.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's the finish?
I thought it was a finish.
Yeah, that like really like scared me for a minute. And then like, although the ending with Corino was a little sloppy, but it worked. You know?
Yeah. I know, this match was just kind of, like, I liked it better the first, I rewatched pretty much the whole show, because we had more problems with our feet than anybody else, probably, because we had buffering problems during every match, so many. But anyway, so we didn't see the entirety of every match the first time, so the first time I thought it was pretty good, but then, like, the second, when I watched again, it felt longer, because we had to rebuff, when I actually watched it, it felt really short.
Yeah, it was very short.
And it was just kind of like, it was good, but there wasn't just a whole lot there. It's like not even trying to talk about. There's not much memorable from the match.
Yeah, it's kind of forgettable.
Yeah.
Another thing I did want to touch on that you guys said earlier that you didn't realize that it was an elimination style match. I have to give credit to the booking staff because that is a throwback to what ROH has been for years now. Is that all their triple threats are elimination? Yeah. So they actually stayed in kayfabe. How many companies just forget it?
Yeah, and actually, I'm pretty
forget it from week to week.
Right. And they kept with it from one booker to the next booker
even
to this booker. Like, that's pretty impressive.
And actually, it's kind of weird because like I do remember like almost every single time they have a triple match, we don't know it's elimination style. Like, oh wait, now it's like till they announce during the match.
Right, but that's just how it is. That's how they run their triple threats. So.
We always keep forgetting. I can't believe we didn't mention that during our preview. But yeah, good match. And I think Taven actually looked pretty good here. He's improving quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, I think he's got a huge upside. I like him as the champ.
Yeah.
A big. What I think it was this show was the entrance when those guys came out and Taven's got the belt hanging. And he's standing there and Truth gets down on his knee and grabs the belt and kisses it like he's kissing him right on the dong. Hilarious. Hysterically funny.
And plus, Truth's got he's got tux and like no pants. He's got a little short. He's in Sundays.
Truth is just a trip. If you haven't seen Truth Martini, you have to watch some of his stuff. Hilarious.
Right now, Truth Martini is my manager of the year.
I can't wait to go to the Hoopla.
Oh man.
Oh, the Hoopla event in Chicago.
The Hoopla will be in full effect.
Sure you can survive.
Anyway,
this match I give this 2 3/4. Thought it was decent. Work was good, but it's just not. Like, they weren't really trying to blow anyone away with this.
I'll give it 3 stars. Wasn't anything offensive. It worked. Everything. The story was consistent, and I liked what they did in the ring.
Yeah, I also went with 3. You just said 3, right?
Yes.
I'm going with 3 also. I thought it was a little bit better than the opener, which I give 2 3/4. Maybe it was because the opener had the lead in that I hated, but I thought this was fun enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Next up, we had another great match, which was the team of reDRagon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly defending their ROH World Tag Team titles against the American Wolves, Davey Richards and Ed Edwards. And Justin, why don't you start us off with this match?
Well, you know it's going to be a good match anytime Davey's in there, or any of the American Wolves. These guys had a match at Final Battle, which I thought was great. It was the first time I'd seen reDRagon, and they just thought, I was just instantly sold on these guys pretty much. These guys work so well as a team. They're a perfect team. The Wolves are a perfect team.
Yeah.
This was just a perfect matchup for these two teams. Yeah. This was just a match where it's just going from one crazy spot. It's not like a crazy spot like they have sick bumps to the outside, through tables and weapons and all this. It just had these nasty looking moves that just looked stiff, and this went from. It flowed so well. These guys just kind of go from one spot to the next, but it's just a series of showing what these guys can do, and it's just
very hard hitting.
It's consistently impressive. Yeah, these guys hit. All of these guys hit really hard. Yeah,
these two teams are just born to work together. These two teams are just they're meant to work together. This was a great match. Definitely worthy of being called a match of the night or one of the matches of the night.
Definitely.
Everything about this match was just so great. The pacing, the chemistry, how it got a lot of time, and I just felt these guys really busted their ass. It felt very much like an old school ROH tag team match where they just go pedal to the metal, full force, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. And kudos to Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly for holding their own against Dave Richards and Eddie Edwards, which is not an easy thing to do, I think.
Well, it's easy to have a good match with those guys.
Yeah, but to be able to keep pace,
look on par with those guys.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with what you guys are saying. This match was awesome. Mm-hmm. It really felt like you said, an old school tag match where I remember when I first started buying DVDs and I'd watch matches and just be blown away. And since then I've seen a lot of matches. Yeah. I remember watching this match and I'm this reminds me of that. Yeah. It just reminded me of that. I loved this match so much, and I know that you guys thought the finish kind of took away from it a little bit, but I will say this. The Kings of Wrestling had a match with the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah.
And that was a non-finish, and people loved that. And I thought this was at least on par with that, and there was actually a finish.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that this was 4 1/4. I love this match.
Okay. I'll go 4 1/4 as well. Very, very good match. I kind of wish that finish had just been a little better. I understand exactly why. It was the sneaky heel win and everything. It made sense, but just after all that, I kind of just wanted to beat the Wolves 1-on-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with Alex here. That was really my only gripe with the match was I didn't like the finish.
It's a minor gripe,
Yeah, I mean, it's just after all the crazy stuff they hit each other with to do a roll-up, just kind of felt, I get what they're going for sure, but it felt a little flat for me.
Looking forward to the third, there's obviously going to be a rubber match between these two.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for that.
I'm gonna go with 4 1/4 as well. I thought the Lethal Elgin match was my favorite match of the night, but these were these are both amazing matches.
Yeah. Neck and neck for the best match of the night.
Yeah, it's really close. You could make a good argument for either of these.
And next up, we had the main event, which was Kevin Steen, the ROH champion, taking on Jay Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people going into this match knew it was going to be thought it was going to be a really hyper match, and I think it delivered. But I think that because of how many other great matches it was, I think this match is going to get lost in the shuffle. As far as a great wrestling match, I really enjoyed this match for what it did. Going into this match, Jay Briscoe obviously had the separated shoulder that happened at the 11th anniversary, so he was kind of still fighting an injury. And I just love the fact that Steen throughout the match kept working that shoulder and really mixing it up. He didn't just use his normal moves. He didn't do the normal stick that Kevin Steen does. He actually focused on that arm. He used arm bars. He kept I loved when he did the pump handle neck break he does in the knee, and he twisted the arm so it hurt even more. So I really thought that Kevin Steen actually showed that he can be kind of versatile in this match, where he broke out of his normal routine.
Yeah, I thought this was a very good match. It didn't really kick into me till the end. I felt like the first 2 quarters of the match were just really nothing special.
Okay.
I mean, they didn't feel like they were doing anything that I haven't seen. It didn't feel like a very important. I don't know. There was something very much missing.
Yeah, I agree.
After the second attempt at interference, or no, it was the first.
With Jimmy Jacobs?
There's only one, yeah.
No, there's Jimmy Jacobs, and then there's Cliff Compton and Titus.
Right.
Maybe it was after the second. I believe it was after the second. That's when I was like, okay, this is really getting good. But up until that point, I mean, it was fun. I thought it was right around the 3 1/4 range. And then after that, it kicked up, and then the finish really was what set me off,
Yeah, my feeling was just that it was just a solid match up until the end. Then it kicked in and got really exciting at the end. I just felt like it was just kind of it didn't feel like there was a whole lot of heat, I guess I would say, in the first portion of the match. And also, there wasn't. It kind of suffered from not having really a whole lot of story. Really, everyone thought this was kind of like a throwaway title defense, which it didn't turn out to be, obviously. But it just kind of felt like that for the first half, I would say. Then it started picking up for me.
Okay. All right, what'd you give this one, Noah?
I went with 3 3/4. Now, if this match wouldn't have been a title change, I think I would have probably knocked it down to 3.5. But because of that, it definitely boosted it up to the 3 3/4 range.
For me, I give this 4 because I felt like the match itself was solid, but then everything going in, you had the Kevin Steen attacking Matt Hardy during the match and throwing him out of the ring. You had the great title change and the crowd freaking out, Nigel McGuinness on commentary freaking out, and everything post match. So I think as a complete whole, you take the whole segment and everything about this match, I give it 4 stars because it felt like a very important moment in ROH history.
It did. I loved the post match. Kind of sucked the cutout when they were playing "Give Me Back My Bullets."
Yeah, that sucks.
But but anyway, I like this match. I just didn't think it was at the level of either of these guys' title matches they've really been having. I just felt like I think Jay's injury hurt this a lot because I felt like Jay wasn't able to do everything we're used to seeing him do. And Steen kind of had to carry quite a bit of the match. So I thought it was good. Pretty darn good, but I didn't think it was just at the level I was hoping for, probably due to the injury in large part. But I gave it 3.5. Good match.
What'd you give the whole show overall, though?
That's tough. I didn't even think about my... I'm really bad at rating shows. I'd give it 8.5 probably. Okay,
I give it 8.5 as well. Very, very good show. I think that maybe if the main event had been a little better, because I do think it was kind of underwhelming from all the other great matches on the card.
There wasn't a bad match on the show. The worst was probably Bennett and Shelton, I felt. Yeah. But that was still a solid match.
Yeah, very good show. It was just missing a little extra to kick it up to that 9 area or whatever.
For me, I'm going to go a little lower. I'm going to go with 8.25. I thought it was right on par with WrestleMania, honestly. The flow of the show was what I had a problem with. The opening segment, heard it. The second segment, heard it. The placement of Anderson and Strong on the card also heard it. So, I don't know. As a card, I think Justin said it earlier, card building and structure is kind of a lost art, and I felt like it was missing from this show. So that's why I gave it an 8.25.
All right. But definitely recommend buying it from though. Would you recommend buying this show though?
If they fix the stream.
They have fixed the stream.
Okay, good. Then you can buy it.
All right. I recommend buying it as well. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for us, guys. Make sure you subscribe, comment, like, do all the other stuff, and take care. Bye.